Hello, Neptunes Pride community. This is a video series that I'm kicking off that's going to diary my game of Neptunes Pride. I'm going to be setting out here's what I think the best strategy is and some of the tenets that I use to kind of guide my play to victory. I played 4 of the Ultra 64 player games and I've won 3 using these basic tenets. So I want to share those with the community and see if it's helpful. Hopefully it is. So first of all, when you look at it, we're not talking about the standard 8-player game. We're talking Neptune's Pride, 64-player Ultra game. And when we look in here, we're going to show you that I'm in here right now, and my name, this game, is the Gray Ghost. I typically go by Gray Mason, but well, let's just say I have a reputation with the players that I've played with. Some of them are in this game. We'll get to that more later. But I don't really want them to know who I am because they may hold a grudge. So how do you win in a 64-player Ultra game of Neptune's Pride? I'll say overall, 3 major things you need to do. You need to be active. This is a game that's going to last a couple of months, 2-3 months. And every hour, there's another move that's processed. Whether you're awake, whether you're asleep, every hour, there's another move that gets processed. And things take hours to happen. And so it's not like you need quick reflexes, but you do need to be active because you need to react to what's going on in the game around you. The second thing is you need to be a good communicator. This game is, you're not going to win it alone. You're not going to win a solo victory unless there's some fluke. You're going to need an alliance. You're going to need a team, and you're going to need to communicate to find who you can work with best. And the third is you need to honor your alliance. You need to establish a relationship early on and stick with them until you don't. You need to know at what point do you need to be greedy. Maybe you stab your alliance or a member or two to secure the victory. My last game, I was in a 5-player alliance that we ruled the galaxy. We took it all over. I probably was going to win either way, but there was one other player that was in a better position than me, so I stabbed him to make sure I won. And of course, everyone was upset with me, but you need to be okay with that because what you're playing for in this game is not to be in the alliance that wins. What you're playing for, let there be no mistake, you're playing for the Conquest. You want to I've got 3 Conquest badges out of 4 games. This is game 5. Let's see if I can get another one. I've been honored with the Badass Award, the Ironborn Award, the Empire Award. So there's been some kudos sent my way, and a lot of flames headed my way as well. So that being said, those are the overall tenets. What do you do when the game first starts up? So right now, as you saw, we are waiting for all the players to join. Right now, we have 14 open spots left in this game. This is November 9th, 2021. And this is the next game that's going to start. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to identify the best stars to expand to. So in this case, I already went through and did this analysis, but clearly, you want to get the stars that have the most amount of natural resources. So this star's got 40, 36, 37. These 3 are my main priority. I would love to also get this one for 32. And obviously, you're going to expand in every direction. You want to make as big of a border for yourself as you can. In this case, don't worry about this little star here. For example, it's going to take me 9 hours to get to this star. And you could say, well, you know what? If I stop here along the way, it's only 1 extra hour. It's more efficient. But you're not going to put anything on this star at the beginning because you don't have the funds to do it. It's going to sit with nothing anyway. You need to go as far out as possible and establish your border. And you'll pick this one up later because once you have this star here, no one's going to leapfrog over top to pick up this little crappy star. So that's the first thing. Identify the stars you want. You start with 1 carrier. In this case, I have 5, right? So I have 2 coming from here, 1 going each direction. I bought 1 here to go grab these stars. That's the quickest route I could go. My starting one that really wasn't a great position, so I'll just grab this star. It's better than nothing. Maybe there's something great on the other side. Because again, when you start off in 64 player while you're waiting, everything's dark. You don't know who your neighbors are going to be. You don't know what's beyond the vision of the stars you own. Um, but then you will have 24 hours to adjust once this happens, or 20 hours actually. And then my fifth one. So I have one, two, three, four, my fifth one here. And again, so here was the choice, right? Like these are essentially the same size star, but I'm going for the further out one because I want to be able to establish a wide border. So identify the stars you want, figure out the best route to get there. And if you aren't familiar with it, you can use the ruler. So in this case, I figured, this is a 9 hour, so you don't have to buy a ship. That's a 9 hour. From here to here is 10 hours. So that's why that 1 hour will make a difference if I go start from this star. The other thing is once the game starts, you need to revisit um, this setting. There could be another player like right here, and there's no way you're going to get there. So you need to figure out you need to adjust as you go. But this is really the start. We went through the major rules. We'll start to apply those, and I will do a log every day, and we'll see how everything works out. And here we are, starting day one. Um, Unfortunately, day one for me started when I was asleep, so I didn't get to do some of the initial adjustments I would do in the first hour once I see where I fit in the context of the galaxy. So I'm one of my pink star, so I'm right here, kind of middle center, which is, there's no place that's necessarily a bad starting place, but this is what it looks like. If you recall, I was worried about these three, and these two stars are completely uncontested, so I'm happy about that. Actually, these three stars completely uncontested. Off to the east, as you can see, there's this chain of stars I can get to, no one else can. So I'm going to be in good shape to be able to gather those. I'm going to drop off all my ships here so I can start shipping them back the way I need them to go. This is also too far of a jump, so Fields is going to probably he will end up getting that star, which will put him in range for trading. For those who don't know, in the Ultra game, you can only trade with people that you are in scan range with. So having someone in scan range that you can't actually attack is not a bad thing. That means we can work together. He actually reached out to me immediately and he just wrote friends. So if he wants to jump up here, we can trade text and he jumps that way. The only way I can go is west. So here's where the contention is, and I don't remember which of these 5 stars were his 4 starting. I'm hoping this was not one of them. Had I been awake when it started, I would have not sent 5. I would have sent just one ship up this way, and I would have sent the other 9 over here, because this seems like one I may not get if he is headed that way. Now he only has 3 carriers, but he's also got 2 Conquest badges, so he knows what he's doing here. And he invested a little bit of his money already, as did I. First thing I did, and once I realized that I would get this one, I wanted to get the 2 or 3 science as quick as I could. So I did buy a science here. I'm gonna rename some of these. So I made this the Gray Ghost Homeworld and the Moon of Gray Ghost, just to have a little fun. Yeah. So the first thing on day one is you assess your starting position. So you look at, now that you know where you're at in the context, who are your neighbors, and what are your stars that are going to be contested and which will not be contested. So that was my quick analysis. This is really the only contentious star. We'll see how that goes. The second thing is to communicate with everyone near you. Fields was great and reached out to me right away. I've sent a note now to, what's that, Egengeist. This guy's got plenty of rank, so he's played a lot, and he's done some minor investment. Jorb Gorb is the biggest point of concern. Ideally, I work with the Red Circle to kill him off. He's got 2 Conquest badges and clearly 11 victories, a lot of rank, so he knows what he's doing as well, but he's right in my path. Beyond that, I looked around and we have some premium players here, but if we look over this direction, there's kind of a dearth of people that have a lot of experience in the game, at least with, if you're looking down here, like they've never actually played the game or um, done much. It's not until you get down to this corner where Kung Furry, I'm guessing is going to be an issue. He's played the game a ton, so he's going to do well. So um, we'll see how that unfolds. And then looking out over this way, like I said, we've got some people that don't have a ton of experience. We do have, what's this? Lolo, Lolo? I don't know. Lolo. We'll call him LOL. And so I did reach out to him because even though he's not directly related, I wanted to. He's kind of on the other side of my starting neighbors, and so I wanted to establish a relationship right away. So the only people that I've sent messages to are my immediate neighbor on all sides and uh, Lull over here because he seemed like a strong player, and I wanted to get a sense early which way he's going to go and see if he'd be willing to partner with me. But yeah, so this is the starting position. The first thing you do, assess the position, communicate with everyone, and then adjust your waypoints and spend money. So again, now that I know what's going to be contentious and what's not, when you look in your galaxy, I went ahead and invested a little bit in science. I'm not going to spend 133 on science, but I will put a science um, on this system once I land because it will be under 100 um, credits, and then the rest I'll probably put an industry. That's the other thing. So I did put an industry here, and I think these 3 stars is where I'll load up my industry. So this is the points of contention, and we'll start flowing things over off on the right side. I don't need to, so I'll just focus on um, economy elsewhere. So I want to. That's my game plan for day one. We'll see how it unfolds and what people reply back with. And here we are, about to hit the first production cycle of day one, moving into day two. It was a pretty interesting day. You'll see on the leaderboard, I ended up getting up pretty high. Kind of a fluke, really. But let me fill you in on what's happened. So I've reached out to everyone, like I mentioned before, and my communication with Fields, he just said friend. I try to talk with him. I've heard nothing else back. More interestingly, though, is I think, yesterday I was thinking I would be forced into attacking Jorb here, and he actually, we had a great conversation. If we look just here, I mean, we had this whole dialogue here, and very active, and basically I just told him, hey, I don't want to fight you, but you're kind of in the way, and um, ultimately, as we talked it out, we kind of said, here's my rule that more important than positioning is finding the people that you can work with. And Jorb seems like somebody that I can work with. He's a smart player. He communicates well, and that is so important to me. So I mean, you tell me, who would you rather work with? Um, Someone who just says friend, or someone who sends you all this information, what are they thinking about, what do they want to do? And then here's the other thing that already impressed me. When I heard back from Egeist here, um, and I proposed attacking Jorb, he said he seemed like an honest fellow, yielding a high quality star that I was bound for but unaware he'd taken um, to me in spite of its great um, resource value. So what he's referring to here is this star here, Delta Mosquita. Um, he captured it, but then he yielded it to Ekeist, and so that won him a ton of favor. And so that's exactly the type of thing you do at the beginning of the game. 1 star is not that important, but you earn favor. Um, So I'm like, all right, Egeist is good to work with. Jorb's good to work with. And then I also heard back from, I had reached out to Lowell here, and he was super good. And so I proposed a 4-way alliance between the 4 of us. The three of us super convenient. We said, well, we can work together, take out Skilly here, and then we're in range, and we still have a good growth path where Lowell can head out to the southwest. I can head to the southeast. You have Eg and Jorb being able to head up north and spreading out from there. So, one of the things when you're looking for an alliance is you need to make an alliance with people that actually make sense. You can always intermingle and intertwine, but I personally am more in favor of everyone having a clear direction to go to. So, um, right now, again, I proposed the South Central Alliance. We had everyone agree with it. We coordinated where who's doing what. So we have Jorb on experiments. I'm working on range. Iga's working on banking. Lowell's also doing experiments. It's a really good early um, thing to research, and we're not going to be in range quick enough, so he wants to pick that up. Um, but yeah, the only other thing that I did communication wise, I reached out to Gumbo here, who has not replied about what his intentions are with Fields. And then I reached out to Kung Furry, who was super, super friendly. And I just wanted to start to establish a relationship because I do anticipate running into him and his alliance if I'm heading this way. I'm not really looking forward to dealing with him, but that maybe I expand this way and then circle back. I don't know. It's not good to go back and forth, but anyway. So we hit the production cycle. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Um, by the way, all the other stars in the area I was able to establish. I've got two more stars I'll be able to get without any contention. Um, but this surprise ghost was the most interesting. What happened here is Jorb and I actually were colliding at the exact same time. He was sending 9 fleets, I was sending 5. We arrived on this neutral star at the same moment, but because my star was closer, I got the defender bonus. And what was interesting, so you can see I was the defender, and I ended up winning with 1 ship remaining, and and that was huge because in our conversations, I'm like, you know what, that's fine, you can have the star, and I was just gonna resign. I was resigned, just like he gave up this star, I was gonna let him just keep it and not fight with him because I thought the relationship was more important, and just work on range 2 and spread out. But once I picked it up, um, he was totally on board with letting me keep it. So yeah, so now my next, and what we agreed to is I would go ahead and rotate once I get some fleets over here, rotate down so I could have a little pathway over to kill fields. So I'll start working down this direction. Once I get range 2, I can hit him kind of from both the top and the left, his left. In the meantime, I told him, since you're yielding a star that's 32, you'll let me have the one that's 49. Um, I'll help you kill green, and you can have the home world, which is the 50 resource star. And then hopefully that point will be established. He can push up away from me. The only thing that I'm kind of keeping an eye on is Heist. I mean, all that all sounds great, but the fact that when he built up 2 industry um, down towards us, and he brought over his 10 fleets to a worthless star right next to my border. So makes me a little nervous, but hopefully the alliance we established is real. But I'll probably know in the next 24 hours if he's going to actually come my way or if these 10 fleets are going to head back. So I'll do some investments, and we'll see how it goes the next 24 hours. And welcome to day number 3. Big view of the world. Let's take a look at what's going on. So I've finished expanding into my uncontested areas, and I'm on my way now to attack Green Diamond. The big thing this is continuing the communication. So and the biggest surprise here is, I communicated with all my neighbors, and as far as I knew, I was, you know, red circle, blue star, and yellow pill were all in a four-way alliance. So I asked this guy, I'm like, hey, who are you friends with? And Dubia tells me, he's like, I'll just show you. Um, he's like, yeah, I'm with red circle, um, blue hexagon, and green pill. So a little interesting, Ekeist is playing multiple alliances. I was worried last night about him messing with me. He backed it away. He backed away that carrier, but I'm still suspect of his allegiance. I know he needs peace on both sides, but I'm weary. On the other hand, Jorb, Gorb, and I are tight, communicating well, and planning to attack. And just, I feel bad for Skilly, but in the next 24 hours, we should start our attack on him. Because I procced banking, I was able to finish banking today, and the only person that took me up on trading was Jorgorb. So I feel like he's going to be my main guy I work with. Beyond that, my communications with, I did reach out to a few other folks. I heard back from Gork, and Gork told me basically, hey, I approached him, lol, but he didn't respond. Other people are AFK. So basically, down here in this southwest corridor, it's going to be no real contention. Over here, this guy, he's playing strong. Fields is playing strong, the man of few words. But anyway, that's really the only things of interest. Red Circle still suspect. We're gonna kill the gonna kill Skilly, and then I'm gonna try to advance and start working my way on fields and killing people to the east, and we'll see where it goes. Overall, I think I'm still near the top of the leaderboard. Um, where am I at? 16 stars, so I'm still doing well. And then if you look at some of the intel, um, economy wise, 1722 is the highest, but I have banking and they don't. So I'm doing really well on money. Industry, I'm middle of the pack. Science, I'm only one away, and by the way, to I'm about to get another science for free from Skilly, so that's really exciting. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll see where it goes tomorrow. And here we are on day 4, big view of the world. Let's zoom into our little corner of the galaxy, and we have some big news, big excitement. So our friend here, Red Circle, he allied with us. He also allied with his neighbors to the north. He ended up quitting. He sent a message saying, I allied with everyone around me. I'm boxing and I'm not comfortable attacking anyone. So he just quit. So we reached out to W, and remember, he was the one who gave us that little tidbit of knowledge, but very helpful and communicative. And so I offered up to, hey, why don't we just replace him? So we are going to divvy up. So I'm going to get these 3 stars. Jorgob's going to get those 3. He'll get these 3. We'll figure out who gets the last. But we're going to just divvy this up now, which is great. And he seems to be more active, and I feel much more comfortable on my northern border. We also agreed, and we have Operation Skilly, where we're going to three-way hit Skilly here. So since I got these stars that I didn't expect, I'm sacrificing 50 fleets. So I launched first. He responded to block it, and then once he made that move, then Jorgob is going to go and hit him and try to get the big stars. I'm fine sacrificing for my partner. He's been a good teammate so far. And then on the flip side, we have Lolo going to be hit him from the south, from his south. So a 3-on-1 here, a 3-on-1 here. Research-wise, actually, we look where we're at. We finished our range. We proc terraforming. We got experiments from our ally. We had banking, and we also got manufacturing from our ally. So we're working to get weapons from W. He's got the weapons, so we're going to try to get that because, of course, that's what Scully's get. He hit weapons, so We need to at least match that. So the goal now is things are starting to take form. We're gonna my northern border now hopefully will be secured. We'll divvy up this, and then so it'll be probably a couple days to finish this off, and then start pushing east. I did try to trade with Fields. I sent him money. He didn't send me the tech back. Um, but the other good news is if you look beyond him, AFK, quit, AFK, um, quit. So this east, once I get this established, I should be able to really quick, and we kill off Fields, we'll be able to quickly roll all this way. And I do anticipate again, Kung Fury is going to be a problem, but I should be way stronger by then because we should have good tech trading, and that's the key. Just continuing to reevaluate alliances, keep the tech up, always be expanding, always be attacking. Um, and yeah, if you look at where I'm at on the leaderboard still, with the techs, um, what's the most important is the economy, and we'll talk more about Fleet later. He was one of the people I know from another game who is incredibly strong, and he's doing the same thing as he did that game, which is just get a ridiculous amount of economy and become a huge threat. So I'm going to have to deal with that. Industry, we're still towards the top. Science towards the top. So um, overall, we're looking good across the galaxy. We've got a good short-term plan, and we're keeping up with the leaderboard leaders across all the different avenues. So this next couple days should be pretty straightforward in terms of what we're going to do, and we'll continue to communicate with allies and see where we go from there. So we're starting day 5. I'm actually at my daughter's show choir competition, so I had to take some pictures with my cell phone. I'll catch up later, but basically here we're in position. We were able to move on Skilly and get on one of his worthless stars, but that distracted him and allowed my ally here, Jorb, to make a move, and we're just basically killing off Skilly at this point. So I've got 81 fleets in the right in his bay, right in the edge of his system, and Jorb is just attacking him. And then over on the east side, Fields has been begging me for tech. Um, I sent him money for terraforming. He just kept it for a cycle, and then I got it anyway on my own. He sent the money back, but he's not someone I want to work with. As a matter of fact, I want to kill him. So um, I just told him I'm going to help him with the purple square, and so he abandoned a star to make room. I'm just moving fleets into position to kill him at this point. All right, we're halfway through day 5, but I did want to kind of give a quick update since I was away from the house. Um, our beachhead here on Skilly is progressing. We've now taken a couple of systems from them. We're putting pressure on a couple of more. We got Lowell coming in from this side, Jorb from the top. So he's about dead. He's putting up a good fight. I feel bad. He's played well. He didn't do anything wrong. Actually, what he did wrong is he did not secure an alliance. He did not communicate with me. His first communication with me was after I'd already taken a couple of his stars. So he really needed to do a better job of reaching out and really knowing who his neighbors were and who his neighbors were allied with. So that's where you talk to your allies, you make an ally, and then the people that you think your ally is going to be killing, make sure that they're not also allied with them. So he could have done more diligence in communication, and that was his downfall. We had an issue with W, where he was basically said he got drunk and wasn't in the game for about, I don't know, a day and a half, which really screwed us because he didn't transfer weapons over. So now we're trying to reconcile that. We want to have this secure border up here with these guys, so we'll let it slide, but kind of not happy with that. Meanwhile, the working on killing off Red Circle here. I did get one of my, so I'm supposed to get these 3 stars. Um, W was supposed to get this one, and this one, so he's only got one to go. And then this last one here is also going to be Jorb. So, and then this would they were we're going to debate on who gets that, but I need to finish getting my 2 stars, and the homeworld being one of those. It's going to be tight, depending on what happens up here, but hopefully I can get it. Um, and then over here, the Fields basically said, "Please give me all your tech," and I said, "Sure." Go up, but let me cut through. I need a cut through, so let me take this system so I can cut through and help you. And he said, "Fine, just send me more tech for free." So he's only got though 168. He's got half of my fleets, and almost half of what he has, he's sending in on an enemy that's got 2 weapons versus his one. So he's in trouble, especially because I'm kind of distracted trying to clean up over here. But I'm just going to just run right over him. And then the beautiful thing is we have, Fields, who's weak, quit, AFK, AFK, he's around, quit. So we have a lot of room to grow all through here, and I'm going to be a matter of a few days, I'm sure, dealing with Kung, Fury, um, and the Nipple Twister. Beautiful name. So that's going to probably be an alliance to look at. I'm always worried about Fleet. He's going to be an issue. And then Jorb's also commenting on an alliance that Tiernan, who I've also played with and is very strong, is forming over here. So we'll see. Well, hopefully we'll let these guys deal with that, and while Jorb and I grow heading down this way. And then I believe Lull should be pretty uncontested for a while over here. So my alliance is looking strong. We should really be able to capture the most of this bottom half of the map, and before we have to reassess and see really who emerges. I haven't talked about it, but you really do need to be looking across the map and what are the alliances forming, and being able to jump on that as soon as you can. But for now, um, keep securing. And on the research front, you can see I'm in really good shape on techs. I'm almost to getting close on range 3, which is going to really give me some maneuverability to be able to jump in and start working on some of the AI bots. But anyway, things are looking good. Welcome back. We are nearing the end of our first week. Take a look at the overall universe, and you can see things continue to progress for us. Red Circle is about gone. I just lost 100 fleets going in trying to take his home world. This is going to be a big boost once I hit it. I do have a weapons advantage, so assuming he doesn't reinforce, I will take this, or he doesn't get a weapons upgrade. But W is supposed to take this one here, and these 2 are supposed to be mine. But the AI hates me apparently. But hopefully this takes it, and if so, then we'll be good there. Down here, again, I threw another 50 or 100 into green. He's getting eaten up. Skilly will be gone soon enough. Just taking a little bit longer to finish him off. Over here with Fields, I have gone ahead and moved in and took these 2 stars. I told him I'm going to be attacking the AI with him over here, the square, and he paid me a bunch of money for tech that I'd used to buy economy. These 76 fleets were supposed to go and help start attacking Fields, but he needs them to finish him off here. So I'm actually hoping to stall just a little bit longer. He's going to get mad because he paid me money and I didn't give him tech. So he's in no position to attack me, though. I'm a weapon level higher than him. And so in the morning, this is nighttime for me now, we'll see how this looks. Basically, I would love to take this. This is a nice, juicy star. I just got to see where these 72 go. Do they sit here? I'm assuming they're going to move over. A lot more going to be produced out of here. I have the extra scan range now, which really helps get visibility. I have no intention of attacking the AI right now. I'm neutral. I want to take out Fields. But I move these guys over as if I were. I'm moving, and I have a nice little rotation, and going to be loading up Odd Gray with fleets to be able to defend and then launch attacks. So I may just continue to stockpile fleets until Jorb can help me out. I am outproducing him like double, more, yeah, about just over double what he's producing. But I don't want to stall too long. I want to get a move on. But I figure once this is taken care of, we finish this off. So another day maybe. We'll see. In the morning, if there's an opportunity to strike, I will. I want to hit him. Um, Beyond that, though, remember we have all the AI. We finally have Kung Fury. He attacked the one human player over here, so they're not together. And I did reach out to see what the relationship he had was, offering to help. And it looks like Kung Fury may be working though with this guy, the Orange Triangle. But even still, I think they had a great starting position, um, but because they're all AIs, um, he's not able to get a good tech lead. So um, this is still my main priority for my path for growth. There's nothing over here that's scary to me. The most scary thing right now, there's stuff going up in the Northeast I can't deal with yet, but there's a three-way at least alliance with Tiernan, Fluffy Burb, and Bubbles. And I know Bubbles from another game I was in as well. He's a competent player. Um, but Tiernan is the main guy that I'm concerned with. I still I still am stronger than him. But this central alliance of ours, there's concern that Adalda is AFK. He's losing stars. So there's going to be a fight up here. I'd like them just to duke it out while I just clean up this and expand this direction, and then I can swoop in later. But that's something to keep an eye out for. But yeah, that's really it. Overall, in the kind of the grander scheme of things, if we look at how everyone is doing, um, again, I lost about 100 and some ships trying to finish them off. On the economy, I'm at 45 now, so I'm actually going to be the second highest economy after fleet, which is good. I want to keep my focus is to keep the economy as high as possible. I'm in no threat of losing it, and that's going to have the best long-term advantage. But even still, my industry is in the top three, and the number one right now, we have Press the Attack in our alliance in the middle, and Jorb. So the top three industries are in my friend group here. So we should have a lot of ships coming. And then in science, again, um, I'm near the top. And our alliance is trading. There's no one that's got a stronger alliance tech that I can see. So um, the alliance is working with the three of us tight. We've got this loose alliance with these guys here. We want to help them out, and then keep pushing out. So by next time I post, hopefully, I'll own Faye, or it'll probably be renamed, but I'll own these two guys. And I don't care if I own anything else down here. I just want him dead. I may throw my guys into him just to help them out. I just want to be able to move on and stop worrying about him. So that is what's happening. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. All right, here we are in day 7. This really does mark the end of the first phase of the game, and the actual duration could change. But up until this point, the whole goal here was really around communicate, understand who's going to be a good ally, who can you work with in this game and rely on, and who's someone who doesn't communicate in a style that's compatible with you, someone who you don't trust, and once you've formed that alliance and you've established your solid alliance, um, you need to make sure that solid alliance has a solid path for growth for everyone. So everyone's going to gain and benefit mutually. Um, and then you also have this high level understanding of what are the other major alliances forming. And so in this game, it just so happens to be now where I've talked to most of the people in the game, at least with the greetings and tell me a little bit about your relationships with the people around you. And I've garnered that, while I have my solid 3-person alliance, we've then also added in 2 others. Now we had, Green Pill here, but he's gone AFK. And so at this point, it's a nice solid 5-person alliance. We have a clear expansion path for Jorb and I to go down this way into this red section. Lowell was going to go down to this corner, and then these guys are going to go up and to the right. Now, this picture here, basically, you have a few different other major alliances that have formed and become powerful. Tiernan is the first one. There's only three of them, but they're strong. Obviously, you have one guy going to go up, one guy going to go down, and he was coming right into the middle, eating up our central alliance. So I reached out to them, and basically, and this is the other thing, is continue to communicate. We're not trying to form an alliance at this point. We're trying to have our alliances work together. And basically, I said, listen, there's no point in us butting heads. And then I gave them their path to growth. And I said, clearly, you got this guy's going to go down here, he's going to go up there, but instead of attacking us, why don't you just go up? Why don't you go north, or you can help him, and you'll know that this is a secure border, and we'll fight later. But you know what? There's a bigger threat. So I pointed this out, this bigger threat. So Hawk Moon and there's five. There's a five-person alliance that's tech-wise is as strong or stronger, and they have nowhere to go but through Tiernan's group and through my group. And so for me, it's in my best interest for Hawkmoon's group to get alliance to get destroyed. So I want Lowell to go in this way. This is Bubbles, Happinash or something like that. I want them to collide and form a border here to get rid of Hawkmoon, because they're going to have to attack us. But once we do this, then they'll have other paths that they can expand. You have Fury down in the bottom right. I also reached out to him and started to form a relationship where I basically said, and this red line shows, let me expand and collect this. You get these guys and then go north, because he knew that they're not strong enough to fight us. So I gave him an option, say, just get this, don't go any further. Let Jorb and I get these guys. You go up and you help us deal with fleet. You'll have a purpose. We'll keep you alive. We'll help you out. So again, the goal here is to get everyone else to fight each other and not you. You only want to pick on the weak. So these people are weak. They're AI. So I want to grow where they're weak, and I want everyone else to fight the hard fights so I can grow strong. That's really the whole game. But you have to basically say, well, if you don't do this, then I'm going to be forced to kill you, and they don't want that at all. So basically, at this point in the game, it's I have my boys. I know where I'm going to grow, and I know who the other major alliances are. Here's where we're at now. This picture is a little bit later, but you can see I'm at this point starting to attack fields. I'm not sure if he keeps paying me money and hoping I'll trade techs, but I'm about to take out a couple of his stars. He's moving all his stars to the east, and I'm just picking them off. We've got Jorb coming in with 170 some fleets, so we'll make short work of him and really start pushing through to the east. Over here, we did finally get Skilly to quit. He put up a really good fight, but he's gone. I will end up getting one more star out of it. That's actually a fairly decent star, and that'll also allow me to do this and grab a couple more unknown stars. So that is something I'm excited about. We'll see where that goes. And then up north here, we did get rid of the red circle. W I lost 100 and then I lost another 44. So basically about 150 fleets spearheading into this fight. Everyone else got their stars. This one and this one are mine. So he's moving his guys off, and I will go ahead and get my 2 stars out of this, which will be nice. So then I'll be done expanding up this way. We'll let Tiernan's group hopefully not fight us. And then the only other big worry at this point is, in addition to me just growing, is can Lowell hold these guys off? And then we'll show you real quick. One of the communications, basically all things Southeast Quadrant related. So this is how I did it, right? So Kung Fury, the Nipple Twister, Jorb, and I went through and I said, I want to be transparent. This is my group. I'm not talking about leaving the alliance, but here's my plan. Here's what I want to do. Here's what you could do. And Here's why I think it would be nice because you guys can go up and help fight Fleet, and I'm not promising anything more, and they're on board. So now basically I know I can push out this way, and we shouldn't collide and fight. Similarly, I did talking about the center and the southwest, where I reached out. I made sure I included everybody, and Tiernan seems to be the leader of the group. So I basically laid out here's I'm worried about this lines in the southwest. Here's how I think it could play out. I put a proposal. I put in a lot of details of where everyone can grow, and yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. Sounds good. Um, yeah, and basically they're all on board. And a thing to note, kind of a mistake, is because it sounds like we had who's this guy? Uh, Karazuk. He was trying to also get some friends in the middle. Um, and I'll show you real quick if I can find it quickly enough. Oh yeah, with Tiernan, basically what he said is that he just reached out asking for friends, and um, you know he he ignored his allies. So one of the things that I did is I included Tiernan's allies. So now I'm not making Tiernan have to basically advocate or be my fan. It's my words, and they can all see it, so they feel included. Versus everyone feeling like he's making side deals. So because I went and included everyone, I was completely upfront. He was more inclined to go along with my proposal. So that's another little key, is just making sure you're being honest as you can be. And I am. I honestly want them to go fight them and not me. And here's why I think that's going to be beneficial. So if you can lay it out, that's how to be successful and get other people to fight each other. So this concludes the beginning phase of the game. We, at this point, are going to move into what I call the mid game, where now you're kind of executing against the strategies that you laid out.